Is it over? Yeah, that's it started. And Mrs. Moore, I'm sorry, but it's because of my eyes. Mrs. Moore is kind of is the element of connection between the British culture and Indian culture. Dr. Aziz is a Muslim. It's got some rules. It's got some even the way he wants to treat his guests. Um, and Mrs. Moore is very complacent, is very attracted by the Indian atmosphere. But what happens in the moor when they go to visit such caves, which are far place, far from everything, becomes a moment of a tragic moment, because the fiance, the lover of Mrs. Moore's son, declares that she's been attacked, assaulted by Dr. Aziz, though it's not true. So it's a kind of she lost consciousness in the caves, and she accused Dr. Aziz. So the doctor had to pass a process, and he was accused. He went to prison. He had really bad moments. That is all in order to show sorry, the messages, to show how the connection between such two cultures was still not possible, because there were very strong divisions. The only one who could afford and could pass over divisions was Mrs. Moore, and Dr. Aziz understood and got to know that she died when she was going back to England on the ship. So the voyage to India was not something good for her. That maybe she found something in India. She found some important elements which gave her a strong attack which she could not afford. That's it must be viewed. It is a beautiful movie. However, the novel is quite long, but the movie is very it's passionate, and it shows you how Forster was very open-minded, because he wanted to accept the others. He wanted to get in connection to the others. That was the play, the period of the great government, when the United Kingdom was enlarged, that there was they had the power on India and on many islands, and everything was under their command, under every part in the east was under their command. So this means that you can't command people, and you can't have just one single culture. You can't take the culture if you don't know them. You have to get in touch with the people, with all what they have at their backs, with their culture. You have to get in touch with them, and that's the same in a room of one's own. Maybe you know the story. A room of one's own is the environment is Florence. It is in Italy, and in Italy there is a young lady. She wants to have a room in the and she comes to visit Italy. She would have liked to have a room on, but she doesn't have it. And there is another person who's there with his son, and they exchange they exchange rooms. So they leave the rooms just in order to be polite. For politeness, they leave the room to the girl. She will fall in love with the the guy, but she denies to be in love with him because he belongs to a different social class, because not she's kind of upper middle class and is not, and that will go on throughout the story, just in a simple and ironical way, because it's a very ironical, very nice story to watch and to read. In the end, she will realize that she loves him, and she will go to him and consult and the promise of marriage with another person, Cecil. Cecil, well, is quite a funny person. Cecil is the perfect guy who doesn't play football, but he reads and composes and writes strange poetry, but he thinks to be very acculturated. In reality, it's not. And if you just watch, I'll put a part of it because it's funny. When you watch Cecil, it's really funny, and that's in order to show how the outpouring ostentation of this culture is just getting funny. You have to be acculturated, but just to have it and keep it as your own something which belongs to yourself, and not that you want to show out. And he's continuously showing it out. On the contrary, the other guy never speaks, is very quiet, and is very is tense, and he, when he does something, he does it because he feels it, and it is something which is maybe exaggeratingly romantic. He kisses her in the fields, and we find it that it is an exaggeration for the time. It was an exaggeration, but he feels it, and it does everything with his heart, without the screen, without any screen between his heart and what he does and his action. And that is what Forster wants to tell and to show, that there are too many screens and boxes where we keep feelings. We should open such boxes and let the feelings go out, and maybe we would live better. That is the way they live better in the end. Thank you. Bye.